This is EC0557, the 10 million prospect. We're looking at the caved adit right here. The portal is basically right in front of us. It's completely caved. Back there, trees are fall across the trench that form the adit where it caved. You can look right down in the front of the adit there. There's just a very, very small seep of water. I took a water sample right here. It just comes out, forms kind of a bog out along the dump here. It seeps down, basically disappears. It doesn't really show up down below. There's an awful lot of little seeps down below the dump, but I don't think that they're related to this. They're all along here. They're out on the flats and such. It's a pretty boggy area right here. We're along the south side of Siegel Creek, where it flows down into Red River, quite a ways upstream. We're just pan around and take a look at the dump. We're looking at a little side drainage right now that comes into Siegel Creek. It goes right in front of the end of the dump, but it doesn't, to my impression, get impacted by the dump. You can see a lobe of the dump going out that way. The little stream is on beyond that a little bit. We'll move over. And we're looking kind of right down the axis, looking almost north of the dump. It's real hummocky. A lot of large rocks along it. It's mostly an andesite dike rock that is in there. There's a bit of gneiss and schist that are mixed in there. A bit of quartz vein material that was out there. We'll go down along that small creek I just showed and see what the side and end of the dump looked like now. We're looking now back up at the adit at the 10 million prospect. Again, look at the side of the dump. It's probably about a maximum of 15 feet thick. As we're panning along the side of it, you can see one lobe there, and a little bit farther back down there's another lobe. There's 3 or 4 lobes along it. As you can see, we're right almost in the creek that flows in front of it. It flows right around the nose of it. It really doesn't go into the rock of the dump. The dump doesn't. It stays away from it a bit. And I don't really think that there's any kind of impact from the dump. We'll go around the front of it to the north here and see what the nose of the dump looks like and where the stream comes around. There we're looking at the nose of the dump. You can see several lobes of the dump coming out to the north towards me. And this is a little stream that flows down in front of it. It kind of flows around. It disappears up ahead of us here. Comes around, goes right up this valley that I'm looking up. It gets close to the dump, but I don't believe it really gets close enough to bother with it. The stream again is a little tributary of Siegel Creek. Comes down, goes, just meanders around, goes next to the hillside back here, and right on down. Past there's a little cabin that's completely caved. We'll go take a look at. It's just right above Siegel Creek, and then that'll be it. This is the cabin that's at the 10 million prospect. It's basically entirely collapsed. There's one wall to the north there's holding the one side up a bit, but it's basically completely collapsed. There's a lot of tin and junk laying around it. It is in pretty bad repair. There's Siegel Creek. You can see flowing down from right to left, going down into Red River. You can just get another view of the cabin here, and then that'll be it for the 10 million prospect EC0557. We'll get one more view of the dump from EC0557, 10 million prospect. You can see my pack up there, the orange and a flag. There, we're looking to the east, kind of along the dump. You get an impression of how tall it is and how long it is. Basically where it disappears into the trees is where it pretty much comes out of the hill, where the portal is and where the water. This right here is a little bit of a pond where the water comes from the adit, and it pools up right here and then just seeps away, and I can't really trace it very much farther on down, either towards Seco Creek or even out into the meadow that we're standing in. So anyway, this is just one more view of the dump, just to give you an impression of how tall it really is. About maybe 15 feet deep at the end out here, and this will be the end of EC557, the 10 million prospect.